Yes, and welcome. My voice broke. Yes, and welcome to the Propa Podcast. How are we all doing, people? Thank you for joining us once again. It's fight week, baby. Joshua versus Wallin, Parker, Wilder, Dubois, Miller, Hergovich, Demori. Fuck no, we can just fuck about that one. But there's loads of others up a tire. Oh, mate, it's a fucking mega Saudi night. Can't fucking wait. So we are going to be delving deep into that bad boy. Let's start off with, what should we do? Josh Wallin first?
Yeah, go straight in. Balls deep. In there. Bareback.
No foreplay. Bareback. What?
Yeah. So then, right. Joshua Wallin. Now, I'm gonna say first of all, Joshua looks in a fantastic place, better than I've seen him in a long time. I know he's gone over to Ben Davidson, which you can have your opinions on it. Is it a good move? Is it not a good move? Either way, in spirit-wise, he looks blinding, and he looks like he wants to do business on Wallin, who has been a bit mouthy, and Joshua don't like that. So, how do we see it going? Johnny B, coming your way first. Give us your thoughts on the whole situation and the fight. Bareback.
Okay, bareback style. So I'm going to go straight in and talk about Ben Davison. So Johnny Nelson is saying that Anthony Joshua's a Porsche. Now, you don't give a Porsche to Ben Davison. I thought, right, that's a bit of a fucking liberty. He's saying that about old boxer size Ben. I rate Ben Davison. I always have done. I love listening to him talk about boxing. I know people might be wanting to switch this pod off right now, but I do. I like the way he breaks down fights. I like the way he explains fights. And I feel that a lot of time in fighting, it's all about communications. And, Otto Wallin, his sound bites are, Anthony Joshua is mentally weak. This is the big buzzword around Anthony Joshua. He's too mentally weak. But, look at Ben Davison. He had Tyson Fury. He got him back from, whatever the mental health problems back into the ring. Billy Joe Saunders had his problems. He got Billy Joe Saunders back in the ring. So there's obviously something with Ben Davison and like this, he's come out of nowhere, right? And, he's the fighters that he's had, Lee Wood, Josh Taylor, Billy Joe Saunders, Lee McGregor, training with like Devin Haney, Isaac Lowe, whatever now, Anthony Joshua, Tyson Fury. Do you think all of those fighters would fight with Ben Davison if he wasn't good at his job, or if he didn't know how to speak, and analyse and break down fights? So most of these fighters, like look at Lee Wood, he changed Lee Wood around, like more of a technical, slick fighter now. So I think it's a good move, personally. I think Anthony Joshua is over there in Texas with Derek James. They're saying this because Derek James, whatever, he's busy, he couldn't do it. But I think there might be more to it. I think he's got his home comforts over here. So I think a happy fighter is a dangerous fighter. So I'm not mad about the I'm not upset about the team up. But I was watching Anthony Joshua hit the pads, and I was listening to him talk. And I said my first prediction was I think Anthony Joshua is going to be conservative. He's got, that Klitschko mindset now. Don't need to just go in and blow people away. Use his range. Thinks, fight smarter. I think he's going to go to points and he ain't going to take risks with Wallin. That's what I said in our other pod, right? I've changed my mind. I think Anthony Joshua's going to knock him out. Do you know that? I don't think Wallin's going to hear the end bell. I really don't. I think he's going to get to him late on in the fight. And I think he's going to knock him the fuck out. I really do. Ooh. I feel like listening to him talk, and we always say that, like, you don't know, sometimes you listen to fighters, seeing him fud those fucking pads, and then like see Ben Davison like, whoo, doing that sort of facial expression. He's got the power. I think he had Otto Wallin for like years as a sparring partner. He's fought him in the amateurs. He knows his game. We all know Otto Wallin's game. We know exactly what he's going to do. I think he's going to get to him, and then I think he's going to make him pay towards the end of the fight. I think he's going to knock him the fuck out. That's what I think is going to happen.
Interesting.
Listen, the stuff you're saying about Ben Davison, just to add to that, Johnny B, yeah, it's like it takes a lot to come in to infiltrate this sport as a coach with no experience, as a young man, under 30 years of age, all these, senior coaches around you, Rob McCracken's and the Adam Booths and all that floating about. And, even Shane McGuigan's come from boxing stock and Ben Davison just come from nowhere. So it takes a lot of balls to come in here and say, you know what, I want to train you, and get yourself in the gym and do all the hours with the fighters. So you got to tip your hat to him. In terms of his credentials, they speak for themselves. He's done okay in the sport. He's done good things in the sport at his young age. Give him another 10 years. He could be one of the best coaches in this country if he isn't already up there. Do you know what I mean? So I'm not hating on Ben Davison at all. It's a difficult sport to get, especially a sport where, you know, everyone's fucking judging each other, and is he good enough to do that? And is he, you know, he don't know what he's talking about. It's a very judgmental sport. People with sensitive characters and personalities in it. So, you know, it takes a lot to do what he did. And in terms of Anthony Joshua, I think it's a perfect situation for him to be at home comforts, all his best mates be up wrapped around him, only a phone call away, his family wrapped around him. Perfect. You know what I mean? All that going to America at his age, I don't think it works. I really don't. And especially when you're not fighter number one in the Derek James gym. You know what I mean? Derek James will never see you as his premium fighter ever. And you need to have that. You know what I mean? You don't want someone coming in and changing too much shit up at this point. You want someone in you can just blend with and just get inside your psyche a little bit and get you to just see things the way you want to see them, rather than just fucking pummel your brain with a load of bollocks. And you think, you know what, that's too much. But in terms of Otto Wallin, right, everyone's like talking about him as this really slick, brilliant southpaw. I just don't think he's as impressive as everyone's making out. Do you know that? And everyone's referring to the Fury fight, you know, but let's have it right. He split that eye early and still couldn't beat Fury with one eye, right? And Fury won that fight. Didn't win it by much, but he couldn't beat a man with one eye. That's a fact. And when you go through his resume, really not that impressive. Everyone, well, he beat Gassiev. Gassiev's a cruiserweight. He's had 1 or 2 fights in the last 3 years. He's gone up to heavyweight, not really beating anyone. And that was a split decision win as well. He's not a banger, right? He can't hit. He doesn't hit hard. He's had 1 knockout since 2018. That's 5 years. He's knocked 1 person out. That was Travis Kaufman, right? Everyone's going to go, who the fuck is he? Exactly. Who the fuck is Travis Kaufman? So I think everyone's raving about this really slick, brilliant, big southpaw. I don't think he troubles Joshua. I don't. So I don't think Joshua's going to respect his power. That's the first thing. And as you say, John, he's already done him in the amateurs. I wouldn't be surprised if he stops him. I don't think he does. I think he beats him on points because I think there's too much riding on the line. It's number 1 versus number 2 in the IBF. But everyone's raving about Otto Wallin like he's the man to do the business. I'm not seeing it that way at all. I think Joshua wins convincingly on points.
Oh, I don't know, bro. I don't know. Yeah, well, I'll start off with fucking hell. Carl Froch is on one, isn't he? Ever since he started this YouTube channel, that man is on one.
Gotta love the Froch.
What's that all about?
He's brilliant, right? He's brilliant.
What is that all about?
He is pure entertainment. But I don't think Joshua's mentally weak. Okay, he's had a few years where you could say he's been tentative in the ring, but I don't know. I don't think he's mentally weak. I don't agree with that at all. On the Ben Davison thing, I do agree with Johnny Nelson. I just think Ben Davison, great trainer, but not yet the great trainer that should be training the likes of Fury, obviously, because Fury had to let him go. I don't know if he's ready for the kind of Joshua level yet. As I say, I said it in the video, in 10 years' time, I'd say yes, but I think someone with serious experience, like I know he's not going to go back to Rob McCracken, but that kind of caliber, that would have been, for me, what he should have gone to for this last period of his career. But he hasn't. So I don't know. We'll see on Saturday night. But on the situation of Wallin, I think he is going to be a bit of a handful. But I'm loving this new Joshua, this Joshua that wants to come in and fucking do damage to the world. That's what he looks like every time I see him now. In the press conference, as we saw, mate. He was just, he looks like he's a mean bastard now. And I love it. I think he's going to knock him out, but I think it's going to be a little bit tricky at times. I think Wallin will be a bit of a handful for a number of rounds, but I think Joshua will get to him late when he finally works him out and when one lands. He only needs one to land, and then the rest of it's going to be Wallin having to recover from that, and I think Joshua will finish him off. That's how I'm going.
It's beginning to look a lot like Christmas.
Everywhere you go.
Okay, then now, This is the one for me that I'm most excited about. I'm excited about the whole thing. I'm excited about Joshua, but fucking hell, this one, oh mate, I can't wait. So I done a video the other day. I wish I'd have taken a fucking screenshot, but the comments, right? The comments were brilliant. First comment, Wilder by KO round 2. Next comment, tell you what, Parker's got a chance here. He's a better fighter than people think. Next comment, Wilder's going to do a fucking demolition on him. Next comment, yeah, but Parker's pretty good. Wilder's going to absolutely
50-50,
destroy him. It was so 50-50. So 50-50. So, yeah, can't wait. Can't fucking wait. Johnny B, coming to you first. How do you see it playing out? Let me just remind you, you picked Wilder. No, you picked Parker as well, didn't you? We all did.
That's why I'm glad you told us about them comments. Makes us sound like less of a fucking bunch of melts now. It's 50-50, do you know what I mean?
Do you know what? So we've got another pod out where we go through the whole card, don't we, on the other pod that's out. And but yeah.
Download now.
We all chose Parker. And when I came out with I thought Parker was going to win on points, I thought, shit, I'm going to be the only one who says it. And then all three of us said it. And then we thought, we're going to get obliterated after it. But no one really did. It was sort of a little bit 50-50 out there, as you say. But you know what? I've been looking more into it, right? And I watched the face-off with Parker and Wilder. And wasn't it nice? Weren't they friendly to each other? And I thought, no, Joe Parker. And it just started to make me remember Parker against Dillian Whyte. And then when he got in the ring, it was all nicey. And then he lost that fight to Dillian Whyte because he was just being too nice. And in the end, Dillian Whyte was just too aggressive.
Yeah, but when's he ever been aggressive or confrontational?
But that's his problem. But that's always been his problem. He's not aggressive enough. If you look at him in his fights, the Chisora fight, he should have just put his foot down there and got Chisora out. He did it in the Junior Farr fight, Anthony Joshua fight, Dillian Whyte. But there's this other side to him. If you could just add this to your game, it could make all the difference. But anyway, I ain't going to go on too long about it because I've changed my fucking mind, basically. I think that he's going to come in heavy. And do you know what? I've actually thought about it a lot because I thought, do you know what? I want to be the guy to say, I told you Parker was going to win this fight. I want to be that guy. But I'm after the fucking Edwards Bam, when I'm thinking to myself, Bam was going to win that fight, and I went with Edwards, I'm going to go on what I think. And I just think that he is going to come in heavy. His legs, he's getting older. His legs ain't what they used to be when he won the world title against Ruiz and that. So I just think to myself that he is going to have to stand there. It's going to be over 12 rounds. Wilder has picked this fight for a fucking reason. He's got like £100 million fight sitting there against Anthony Joshua. They're not fucking stupid, him and Malik Scott, right? They're going to get in the ring. He ain't going to be able to move as much as he wants to move Parker. And then if you look at Wilder, see that Helenius fight, he dropped Helenius off the back foot. He walked him onto something, right? So that's what Wilder can do. He can come forward, edging forward, finding his range, popping out that jab and then detonate one on you. Or he can walk backwards and then set you up with something and hit you. He can beat you two ways. And I think Parker will be up in this fight. I think he's going to win rounds, but over 12 rounds, he's going to get hit. I see him get hit against Junior Farr. I see him get hit against Chisora. He gets hit, right? And he's going to get hit by Wilder. And it only takes one punch. And I think Wilder knocks him out. Don't want it to happen.
I've got to pick you up on something there.
I do want him to knock him out, actually, because I want to see him fight Anthony
I've got
Joshua.
to pick you up on... He didn't pick this fight, did he? Because the fight was made... The whole card was made within a few days. So the amount of money they offered him, he didn't really have a choice. So it's not as if he picked it. Do you know what I mean?
If he thought Parker was a threat, he wouldn't be taking it because he knows the money fighters against Anthony Joshua. You telling me Team Wilder couldn't say, we ain't fucking Parker. Why are they going to fight Parker? You telling me they couldn't say, get someone else for us? Or you think what the Turkey Ali Sheikh says you have to fight 100%. Parker?
Who else was
Parker's
there?
Parker's got ties in with Tyson Fury. They've got to keep Tyson Fury sweet. Frank Warren, it all ties in together. What do you want him to do? Fight some fucking bum? Parker's the perfect fight. I agree with you, Uncle. I think he had no choice but to take the fight.
No choice.
He didn't have a choice.
I don't know how much he's getting paid. You can just don't take the fight and don't be on the card, but then you lose out on millions. So it was like, you got to take this fight because Joshua's waiting for you at the other end. And you had to take the fight. Simple as that. Simple as that. He obviously thinks Joe Parker's going to be an easy night's work, but I'm not changing my mind. I think he comes a cropper. I ain't going to hold it for too long. Parker's good enough and he's got enough foot speed to avoid the right hand. And I can
Not anymore. He's older now,
He's
son.
32, 31. Wilder's had one round in 4 years.
That's what people
Trust
forget.
Me.
Wars. Look, he's fucking obliterated by Joe Joyce. He fucking got obliterated by Joe Joyce.
But he was landing on Joe Joyce.
Where's this energy the other day?
Wilder's finished.
Johnny B, where's his fucking energy the
I'm
other day?
I can flip-flop,
You gotta
mate.
change your mind.
Oh, you can flip-flop, mate. Yeah, you can fucking flip-flop. I'm not flip-flopping. Joe Parker, 10-1. Nah. 10-1 shot to stop Wilder.
Yeah. And I think he's for that. There's a reason
he stops him late.
Man.
That's why my acca's $2.5 by the way, because of Joe Parker.
That's why, yeah. I'm sorry. I know. Do you know what? I know what you're saying. Uncle's like, fucking hell, wanted it to be a clean sweep.
This is good.
I've got to be true to myself. I've got to be true to myself. Because, I actually wanted to be the guy that says, I told you all about Parker. But when I'm looking at it...
Well, you fucking weren't, was you?
Nah, I can't. But I've got to go with it. I think Wilder's going to knock him out. I really do. I think he knocks him out late.
I think it's all going to play in the hands of Anthony Joshua and Matchroom, because if and when Wilder loses, I believe he loses this fight, because I think this is Joe Parker's time. He's not really had his moment, has he, in a boxing ring? Joe Parker, this is it. This is it in front of the whole fucking world.
Chances, son. How many chances do you want to have?
Well, he had Anthony Joshua and
Joe Joyce, Dillian White, Anthony Joshua. Fucking hell, he's had more chances than anyone out there.
But I think this is it now. He's in early 30s. I think he takes this.
There's your receipts there, bruv. There are your receipts there.
I've got receipts on Wilder, mate. I've got receipts on Wilder. He's done a whole lot of getting slapped about in the last 4 years, Wilder has. And,
Yeah, and when hold on. And when Luis Ortiz had him up against the rope and he was banging him left, right, he's still standing. And how many rounds did he go?
No doubt he's got heart, John.
Fucking warrior. He's got a chin, mate. He's got a chin.
One thing I'll say about him, he's got one of the biggest hearts in boxing, Deontay Wilder. That's a fact. But Father Time don't wait for no man. We all know this, yeah? He's in his mid to late 30s. He's here for the money. That's fact.
Looks like he's 25. Looks like he's 25.
What's the matter what you look like? Fucking, I can dye my hair and look 25. Ain't going to fucking change anything, does it? But for me, I don't know what his reasoning for being here is. It's for the money. I believe it's for the money. I think Joe Parker's got a...
You can say that about
Joe Parker's got a bigger carrot at the end of this. And I think Deontay Wilder takes his eye off the ball and loses. And I think that whole fight goes away with Joshua. I hope I'm wrong, because I still want to see the Joshua fight. But I'm not changing my mind. If anything, I'm even more convinced.
Ooh.
Interesting.
How about you, Unc?
Yeah, I think Wilder's going to knock him out in a few rounds, to be honest. No, I'm joking. No, I'm here now. I've done it, right? And listen, do you know what? I've been a pussy, really, because I've said it that I think Parker's going to win. But my whole way along, I've been thinking, I'm going to get so much stick for that. Do you know what I mean? But luckily, a few people have come on board as well and said, this is a closer fight than we all thought at first. But yeah, I'm here now. I'm in the vinegar stroke, and I'm just going for it. I'm going Parker. I don't give a fuck. I think Wilder, you cannot tell me that man is going to be the same fighter he was.
No chance.
After one round in 2 years. 1 round in 2 years. The Fury fight, we don't know how much that took out of him. All the Fury fights, we don't know how much that took out of him. He's there purely for the money. Okay, Parker's there for the money, but Parker's still young. A lot younger as well. That goes unnoticed. He's got 7 or 8 years on him. Still young. He's still hungry. Parker wouldn't have taken this fight if he didn't think he could beat him. I just think Wilder's the inactivity is going to fuck him. I do. If Wilder had been active, I'd be going Wilder all day. If this was 2 years ago, if this was 3 years ago after he knocked out
don't start
Brazil.
slippering over this side, son.
No.
Stay on your side. Stay on your side, man. You're in the blue corner, you two. I'm in the fucking red corner over here. I'm telling you now, if Parker wins on points, I will not say, I did think it. I'm standing with it, because I went into it last night and I looked at it. And I'm standing firmly over it. You keep yourself over there, Unc.
Around about the time that he knocked Brazil's head out the stadium, if this fight had been made then, I'd be going Wilder all day. But the inactivity,
he's going to tire John.
He's been away. He's been away. He's been doing all sorts of things. He's been doing music, playing golf.
Wilder will tire in this fight.
His mind has not been on this, and you cannot go into a boxing fight of this magnitude with your mind not 100% on this. Parker has been 100% on this all year. He may have had a ropey performance against Massey, but since then he's looked all right. I know they're nowhere near the caliber of Wilder, but I think it makes a lot of difference.
I think Wilder struggles against boxers as well. He struggles against pure boxers, good fighters with good ring IQ and, good fundamentals.
Andy Lee as well. Do you know what I mean? That he could not have a more perfect trainer for him. He could not have a more perfect trainer. He's been there in the Wilder fights, the Wilder Fury fights.
Listen, he could get sparked.
Yeah, listen,
Look,
I'm not under any
joking
illusion of
aside.
that.
Oh, here we go.
It's boxing.
No one can see what I'm doing now.
John's offering us the coffee beans. But listen, all right. All right, fair enough. Look, anyway, it's heavyweight boxing. Joshua could lose to Wallin, but it's not going to happen. And I think Wilder tires in this fight. Round the championship rounds, I think he tires, and he's always dangerous. So Parker's got to be careful on entry. Be very, very careful on entry. But when he tires, I think it'll just all be too much for him, and I think he gets stopped.
Parker's. You say about his feet, he's still got fast hands, man. He's still got fast hands. And name someone who's had fast hands that Wilder's been in there with.
Fury.
Changing my mind.
Yeah, other than Fury, yeah, of course.
All right, listen. I just want to tell you my ACCA, right? And you lot can jump on this. John, you're not going to jump on this because you've already flip-flop over to the fucking other side. But it is Junior Farr to get stopped by Frank Sanchez. Agreed. It is Ellis Zorro to get stopped by Opataya.
Oh, I don't know about that.
They want to be, as soon as the front bell goes for Zorro, they want to have the fucking towel in their hand.
Be ready, ref. Yeah.
As soon as he walks in and touches gloves.
And there's no IBF belt, which I feel even worse for now, Ellis Zorro. He can't even go home and say I challenge for the world title.
How much would your ACCA if you had Zorro to win?
Oh, fucking hell.
$1 billion.
Euro millions. I feel like I've won the Euro millions. No, I've got those two. I've got Hrgovic to stop Mark Demori. I've got Joshua to beat Wallin on points. Parker to knock out Wilder, to stop Wilder. That's the one. I think that's a bit iffy. And there's another one in there. Who's the other one? Who's the other fucking fights on there? Dubois to beat Miller on points. And I think I've got Bivol to stop Lyndon Arthur. And I think those 7 selections.
I'm going to do one. I ain't going to do it on KO or point.
Victory.
Yeah, I'll do victory. But I'd agree with all of them. And I'd do all of them by victory. It won't be $2,000, obviously. We'll see. Yeah, it'll be a decent bet. Yeah, I mean, just for all the listeners, we're not going to touch on the rest of it too much because, Hrgovic is going to win. Ellis Zorro, I hope he comes out of it fucking with his head. And who else is it? Sanchez is going to beat Farr. So, yeah, that's that.